guys, it's Liam here again, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the Sega Master System 2, which is this system right here. Now, those of you who've watched my videos before will have seen that I have done a Sega Master System video already based on the original Sega Master System, but when I did that video I wasn't really too used to doing these videos yet. I was just getting started and I don't particularly like those earlier videos, so I thought I've got to do Sega some justice with the Sega Master System at least, and I'm just going to revisit the system in a little bit more detail and show you it. So I'm going to show you the Sega Master System 2 and again a little bit on the Sega Master System 1, or the original Sega Master System, and see what you think. So here we go. Okay guys, so this is the Sega Master System 2. Very, very different to the original Sega Master System, which I'll show you in a moment. Now the Sega Master System 2, decent design. It's a top loader as well, so if you open this up, you can see there, that's where you put your game. You've got your pause button here, your power button for on and off. You've got your controller ports here, and at the back, you know, you've got your aerial cable, your RF out, or your SCART lead, depending on which way you want to do it. And you've got your AC adapter there for your power. Now if we just quickly compare this to the Master System 1, well, or the Sega Master System as it was known, because there was no Sega Master System 2 then of course. Now this is still of course a top loader as well, it's just that your game will go in here instead. You've still got your power button here at the front. Let's have a look at that, see, there we are. Got your controller inputs there as well, and at the back you've got your RF, your power adapter, etc. Now one radically different thing though for the Master System 2 is that this port is missing on the Master System 2, where you would input games that were on cards. The Master System 2 is only for the cartridge games. Now the card games weren't very popular anyway, so I don't think very many people at the time even knew that games on Master System cards existed. Some people did, but most people didn't, so it wasn't really missed too much. Now the Sega Master System itself, it was a really, really good machine, and the differences between this and the NES at the time as well is that unlike the NES, the Master System consoles came shipped with games built in as well. So if you just had the base unit on its own, you had at least one game. The original Master System, which I showed a moment ago, that had two games built in, Safari Hunt and Hang On. Safari Hunt was a shooting game very similar to the NES Duck Hunt, which you needed the light gun for, but that came with the system anyway. And Hang On, which is a motorbike racing game. Now the Master System 2, this one that I have here, has an inbuilt game as well, which was Alex Kidd in Miracle World. But later Master System 2s were also released with just Sonic the Hedgehog in there instead. Okay, so that's the Master System 2. Now, let's have a look at how it was originally advertised. The Master System in general, I should say. So here's one of the adverts when it first came out.
Sega challenges you with the ultimate video game, the Sega Master System.
Hang on!
With more accurate control, more detailed graphics, more levels of play.
Awesome!
The Sega Master System comes with power-based 2 control pads, light phaser, and 2 great video games, Hang On and Safari Hunt.
Gotcha!
And with other games like Rambo, Outrun, and Choplifter, the excitement never stops. The Sega Master System. The challenge will always be there.
Okay, so that was one of the original adverts for the Sega Master System when it was first released in the 80s. Now moving on to the Master System's controller itself, if you have a look. Okay, so you can see there that it's very, very similar to the NES controllers. You've got your, well, it's one button and 2 buttons there, instead of A and B or B and A. And you've got your D-pad. The thing missing, of course, is your start and select button. Now the start and select buttons were actually on the console itself, as you saw a moment ago. I'm not really sure why they left those buttons off the controllers. personally, I mean, other people may agree or disagree with it, but I think that those buttons should be on the controllers themselves, not the system. And I think the majority felt that way anyway, because later on, all of the consoles that have sort of followed, you know, whether it be PlayStation or whatever it may be, have all put those buttons on the controllers themselves rather than leaving them to the system. Perhaps maybe Sega got the idea of putting the start and select etc. buttons on the system, maybe due to Atari, because Atari with the 2600, they did that sort of thing. Another interesting thing about the Master System, if you have a look at the controller input, is this controller input is actually 100% compatible with an Atari 2600. So you could use this instead of one of the Atari joysticks if you wish. Okay, so now let's move on to show you what some of the games look like. Okay, so this is just only a few of the Sega Master System games. I'm not really sure why, maybe it was just for consistency or something, but there was always this white lined background on the case no matter what the cover was. As you can see here, just a few of the games. Moonwalker, which was exclusive to Sega. It came out on the Master System and the Mega Drive, also known as the Genesis, but the Michael Jackson's Moonwalker game was never released on the NES or the Super Nintendo. But there was no big loss there anyway. Now if we have a look at the cartridge, here we are. Very, very basic cartridge, but I mean, what else do you need? And there's the input. Now, the Master System games are a lot smaller than the NES games. They're a lot similar in size to, say, the Famicom games. Now, the best thing about the Master System games, though, is the cases themselves. Now, the cases, back in the day in the 80s, the majority of video game cases were just cardboard boxes. NES games were cardboard boxes, even Super Nintendo games were cardboard boxes. But Master System games came out in these cases, the plastic cases, and they're a lot more durable. So if you ever go on places like eBay or Amazon and you search for NES games and Master System games, you are highly likely to find the Master System games with the cases more or less intact, as these are. I mean, they're a bit aged, but they are still intact. Whereas it's very difficult to get NES games fully boxed. I mean, you can get boxed NES games, but the boxes these days are tatty, absolutely tatty. The majority of my NES boxed games are tatty. It's just with these ones being plastic, having the plastic cover, they're just a lot more durable. And this must have caught on though as well in the industry, because nearly every single video game console that's out these days, in fact probably all of them, give you their games, in protective plastic cases like this. You don't get video games in boring old cardboard boxes anymore. Probably for this reason though, the fact that they last so much longer. Right, now let's move on and show you what some of the actual games themselves look like. Show you what I can see when I'm playing them. So here we are. Let's have a look at Rocky, Pro Wrestling and Moonwalker, for example. Okay, so this is Rocky. Now it is just a button masher, and you can only play as Rocky. You can't even move back and forwards on your own. If you hit them well, it makes you move forward. If you're not, oh there we go, he's down. As I'm saying, if you're not, then you can't even move forward. Next game, Wrestling. Oh, Pro Wrestling. Okay, so let's have a look. Not a great selection, but I'll play these Legion of Doom looking guys. The Mad Soldiers. Strange looking audience. Just a bunch of heads. The audience are a lot smaller than the wrestlers. I remember a wrestling group called the Orient Express. I'm pretty sure I do. There we go. Punch, kick, oh, pin, no. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. How'd you tag? Ah. Forgotten how you tag. It's not a great wrestling game, but the NES wrestling games weren't much better, even though they were WWF or WWE as it is now. They were still pretty poor as well. The graphics weren't much better, if in fact they were probably worse than this, to be fair. Especially Super WrestleMania. Okay, let's move on. Right, so this is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. The graphics looked a lot better on the Mega Drive, or the Genesis, but this is the Master System. Here we go. Turned into something that looks a bit like the DeLorean there. I don't know why it says round one. It's not like it's a boxing game or a wrestling game. Should have just said level one. There we go, he flips the coin into the machine. And you just open the doors and you rescue the kids. You can use your special power to make everybody dance as well, but you've got to sort of earn that special power. You've got to build that up. I can't remember if it's the same as the Mega Drive, where you lose life as well by making everybody dance, which is why it's not recommended to do unless you're absolutely desperate. Ah, you'll never catch me. And there goes Joe Pesci. I think that's meant to be Joe Pesci anyway. Anyway, moving on. End of the game. I give up. Okay guys, so that was the Sega Master System 2 and the Sega Master System itself in general in a little bit more detail with a couple of the games. Now don't worry though, I'm not going to be revisiting all the systems that I've done previously, because I've still got plenty more new systems that I haven't shown at all yet. I'm just really fond of the Master System, so I just wanted to show it in a bit more detail. So if you can get yourself one of these or one of these, I definitely recommend it. It's a brilliant system. You don't need both to play the games, of course, you only need the one, but if you're going to collect them, you've got to have at least one of each. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. In the meantime, thank you for watching the videos and supporting the show, and please hit the subscribe button so you can see exactly when my later videos are going to be out. Okay, take care now. Bye.